Hello everybody and welcome to the barbecue shop here at Hayes Garden World. Once again we're joined by top barbecue chef Mr. Richard Holden.
Hi folks.
And we've finally got to the exciting part of the day. Dessert. For this video we're going to be doing a bread and butter pudding using a Traeger Pro 22.
So bread and butter pudding, classic dish. We've got some bread that's been cut into triangles and just painted with a little bit of melted butter. We've got some mixed sultanas and raisins in the dish. We've got some caster sugar, lemon zest. If you wanted to make it even more Christmassy, you could add some orange zest as well. Or if you don't like lemons, you can just use orange zest instead. We've also got some mixed spice in here. They're all going to get mixed together in a moment. We've got in here our custard mix or our royale mix. So we've got milk, double cream, and eggs. They're going to get mixed together and that will go over the top. And then for a little bit of extra crunch on the top, a little bit of demerara sugar. Right, so Ian, if I can get you to help lay out the bread pieces for me, that would be great. And then what I'll do in here is I'll just combine all these things together. So the sugar will transport the, will coat the mixed fruit, the dried fruit, and the lemon will just coat through there as well as the spices. If you wanted to add, again, if you wanted to really ramp up the Christmas flavor, you could add a little bit of cinnamon into here, just to really pick out some of those flavors, to make sure that we don't spill things everywhere. So there we go. That's that one. And then in here, let's just give our eggs a good mix together. Now, one thing that can happen is that because we've got the eggs with the milk and the cream, you may get the egg yolks, but the egg whites may still stay intact. So I've got a sieve back here, so that when we pour the mixture into the dish,
Another layer.
what we're going to do first is we're just going to sprinkle in this fruit. But just to finish off what I was saying, when we pour the mix in, we'll pass that through a sieve so that it breaks down any of the egg white that's stayed intact. So we'll take half of this mixture and just scatter that over. Now, using stale bread is always a top tip for making your bread and butter pudding. If you don't have stale bread, you can always just slice your bread, pop it into a low oven or a low barbecue and just dry it out, and that will help it to absorb the custard mix when we get to that point. So we'll do the same layer all the way over the top again, and then I'll put the remaining ingredients on. Some classic variations, I mentioned the orange zest. If you wanted to do, when you've buttered the bread, you could also just spread on a little bit of marmalade, perhaps, just as a kind of Paddington Bear twist. But this is quite a simple classic variation.
My presentation skills are nowhere near as good as yours.
It's called OCD.
Yeah. There you go. You
Let's
can
just pop that one in there. So let's bring that a little bit nearer, and we just go in with our mixed fruit. Make sure that it's evenly distributed so that no matter where anybody gets a spoonful from, they get a good amount of flavour. So that is our, let's bring this into the centre now. So this is the bones of our dish made.
I want to hold this.
I will get you to hold that. And that's the kind of thing we're trying to get rid of. So what we'll do is we'll just pass this through. And as we do, if we just move this around, which way are we going? We're both trying to guess which way the other one's going. We'll just keep going. No cream, no egg, no milk left behind. There we go. And then if we just press that through a little bit, scrape that off the underside, and then just using your fingers, just press that down into the mix, just so that all those bits of bread get to soak up a little bit of that mixture. Now, as they're stale, they will just make like a sponge. So as we press that down into the mixture, it will just soak instantly. If you wanted to make this ahead to this point, what you could do is just put some parchment over the top of that, put a bit of a weight on the top as well to really make sure that that's well soaked. Cling film that and pop that into the fridge. But you can make that ahead. And then the last thing we need to do, just for a bit of extra sugar and a little bit of extra crunch, just sprinkle on some of this demerara sugar over the top. There we go. Perfect. Now we are ready to take this to the grill. So you'll notice that we've got the pudding itself in a ceramic dish. We've got an extra tray underneath. This is going to act like a bain-marie. So that just means putting the dish into a tray, and then we've got the kettle of boiling water there that we're going to fill halfway up the side. That will cushion the heat, slow down the heat from getting into that custard, or just make sure that it goes in nice and evenly. So we take the whole thing over to the barbecue. This is preheated to 160. So we're going to pop that on there, and then easy. And if you can pass me that kettle, bring that to the front a little bit, and then we just simply pour this in around the dish. It's important, or it's safer to put this in, to pour the water into the tray with the tray on the barbecue. It's just exactly the same as it would be in the oven with that respect. It's just easier and it's safer than trying to travel that all the way outside. So that's nicely to the top of the dish here. Pop the lid down. And then that will take, at 160, that will take around about 35 to 40 minutes, but we're going to test that just by giving the dish itself a little jiggle, and as soon as the custard is set in the center, it comes off. I'm excited to see this bread and butter pudding because it's ready.
Okay.
And I want to taste it as well.
Cool.
So if we have a look in here, let's bring it all the way out. Look at that little dish of heaven. I feel like doing my own sound effects of like an angel. Oh. Anyway, there we go. Right, I'm going to take a big spoon and just cut out, I'm going to say northern portion, or just a portion for me. I'm going to do this for you and then I'll have the rest of the dish.
Oh, right,
Does
okay,
that sound
yeah,
all right?
That sounds fair, doesn't
right, okay. Because you've got a little spoon there.
Yeah. I know, the spoon size is a bit bad.
It's not about the size.
Yeah, that's a bit unfair.
Right, bread and butter pudding, drizzle some cream over. Is that your Nigella moment?
Yeah.
Turn it that way so we get the cream running down the front. Bread and butter pudding on a Traeger in a bain-marie. Couldn't be simpler, really. Nice little Christmas dish. So I'm just gonna take this.
Would you like a spoon?
Yeah.
So if you'd like to find out the details of this recipe, visit the website hayesgardenworld.co.uk or come and see the team in store at the barbecue shop. Nice. If you do try this, please share it across our social media. We're across all the channels. And all that's left really for us to say is Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, folks.
And we're going to get tucked in, well, if there's going to be any left. And we'll see you again next time.